That sound was recorded in 1997. It lasted 1 minute. It was detected by microphones over 5,000 kilometers apart, and it was louder than any animal that has ever existed on Earth. Nobody made it up. Nobody faked it. It is sitting right now in NOAA's official database, a real acoustic event, on record, with no fully satisfying explanation. They called it the Bloop. This is what happened. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, operates one of the most sensitive listening networks ever built. It's called the Equatorial Pacific Ocean Hydrophone Array. These aren't regular microphones. They were originally designed during the Cold War to detect underwater nuclear tests. Extremely sensitive. Built to hear things from thousands of miles away. In the summer of 1997, these hydrophones picked up something they had never recorded before. A sound originating from somewhere in the southern Pacific, west of the tip of South America, near one of the most remote coordinates on Earth. The sound lasted approximately 1 minute. Then it stopped. Researchers named it, based on what it sounded like when played back at higher speed. A rising, blooping frequency, almost organic, almost alive. When they measured its power, the number was difficult to process. The sound had crossed more than 5,000 kilometers of open ocean and still registered clearly on instruments. For context, the call of a blue whale, the loudest animal on this planet, can be heard roughly 1,600 kilometers from its source. The bloop traveled more than 3 times that distance. Whatever produced it would need to be far larger than any blue whale. Far larger than anything in the scientific record. When the recording went public, the theories came fast. A giant squid, a species we still barely understand, capable of growing to sizes that remain debated. A secret military test, a submarine malfunction. Some went further, connecting the bloop's location to H.P. Lovecraft's fictional monster, Cthulhu, whose resting place in the stories sits somewhere in the remote southern Pacific. That last one was a joke, mostly. But NOAA's scientists were not dismissing anything, because the data was genuinely strange. When you analyze a sound, you look at its spectrogram, a visual map of its frequency over time. The bloop's spectrogram showed a rapidly rising frequency pattern. That specific signature, that upward sweep, is almost exclusively associated with biological sources, with living things. Every known geological event produces a fundamentally different acoustic shape. The bloop looked biological. N.A. oceanographer Christopher Fox said it publicly. The sound's profile resembled a living creature. But the volume required would mean something unlike anything science has ever documented. Bigger than a blue whale. And nobody had ever found anything bigger than a blue whale. For years, the bloop sat in NOAA's records, officially unexplained. Then the answer emerged. Not from the ocean, from the ice. NOAA researchers had been pushing hydrophones further south, closer to Antarctica. As they did, they recorded similar sounds. That same rising frequency, that same impossible range, and they traced them to ice quakes. When a massive glacier or ice shelf fractures, when city-sized blocks of ice crack, shift, or calve into the ocean, the collision generates an enormous acoustic event, a shock wave that travels through deep, cold seawater for thousands of kilometers with almost no energy loss. By 2005, NOAA had gathered enough data to make their determination. The bloop was an ice quake, a massive fracture in an Antarctic glacier. Case closed. Probably. And then there's the detail almost no one mentions. NOAA has recorded dozens of unexplained deep ocean sounds. The Bloop is the most famous, but it is not alone. There's Julia, recorded in 1999, source unknown. There's Slowdown, train, upsweep. Each one a distinct acoustic event. Each one captured from the deep Pacific. Each one currently without a definitive scientific explanation. We are not missing the answer to one sound. We are missing the answers to many. The Bloop happened in 1997. We are now almost 30 years removed from that recording. In that time, we have mapped Mars at higher resolution than our own ocean floor. We have landed probes on asteroids. We have photographed a black hole 55 million light-years away. And we have never placed a permanent scientific station at the bottom of the Challenger Deep. 95% of the ocean is unexplored, not partially mapped, not well understood, but incomplete, unexplored. When scientists talk about the search for alien life, they point at Mars, at Europa, at Enceladus, moons with hidden oceans billions of kilometers from Earth. But right here, on this planet, 5 miles beneath an ocean we fly over every day, something made a sound in 1997. Pause. Let bioluminescent footage run silently for 3 seconds. And we don't know what it was. Maybe NOAA is right. Maybe it was ice. But the ocean is very old, and it is very deep. And we have only just begun to listen. The Bloop recording is still stored in NOAA's database. You can listen to it, sped up 16 times so human ears can register it. The link is in the description. If you want to know what else exists in the parts of this planet we haven't found yet, this channel is for you. Subscribe to Earth Anomaly.